Hey guys, it's Rody T, and I'm back with another Binding of Isaac video. And today, just like the last couple runs, I'm going to be doing a random character, just because the last couple runs I've been doing have been pretty good. I think this presents a unique opportunity, at least thus far in the channel, meaning that, well, I've done all the basic routes with Isaac, so this might have to be the first alt path run, which I think is pretty exciting because I have not done that yet on this channel. So I've got the item room here. Hopefully there's a good item in there. If not, I'll have to use the D6, which is the cool part about Isaac. Piggy bank, it's alright, but I could probably get something better. I think Pupula Duplex is okay enough to take. Having Spectral Tears is nice early on, and also my tears are obviously a little bit wider, but normally that doesn't ever seem to really be extremely useful. I mostly took that item for the Spectral Tears aspect. Well, I found the boss now. Hopefully I get a good boss item from him. I'd prefer a tears upgrade right now. But you know what? I just got 15 cents, so the shop I think is worth checking out up here. If there's a soul heart in here, I think I'll definitely buy it. I'm gonna blow up this statue here to get a nickel, and that gives me a soul heart, and I can buy tarot cloth, which does let it drop a card. It does. Okay, so tarot cloth is kind of just a nice item to have. It's not insanely overpowered, but it does make cards a lot stronger. So we've got Larry Jr. here. Larry Jr. obviously super easy boss, especially when he's in a wide open room like this. It makes it pretty easy to dodge him, and plus with Spectral Tears, the poop that he creates doesn't give him any barriers. I can just always aim at him. It just makes it a little bit harder for me to move around sometimes, but that's mostly inconsequential. So with Larry Jr. defeated, I think, well, first of all, I'm gonna reroll this. PJ's I think is definitely acceptable, and we'll go to the alt path for the first time. And since I'm going to the alt path, well, first of all, I'm checking out the cursor in here just because why not? But since I'm going to the alt path, it does mean that I'm going to be fighting a new final boss, one that I've never fought on this channel yet, and that would be Mother. And Mother is one of the hardest bosses in the game for sure. Especially if you don't have a lot of damage, it can be extremely hard to actually take her out. And yeah, so I'm sure many of you know this, but one thing I think is interesting about this whole alt path situation is that this came from the anti-birth Isaac mod that was from where that came out during Afterbirth Plus, I think. And the mod was so good that the developers of Isaac were like, hey, this mod's really good. We should probably incorporate this into the game itself. And that's what they did for the last DLC, which was Repentance. And I think it's a pretty cool addition to the game. It does make the game a lot more difficult, honestly. The alt path floors are pretty difficult, I think. I'm gonna re-roll. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick up Book of Secrets and well, I guess I'll use it. May as well. And then I will re-roll it. Sissy Longlegs is not really a great item, but I'm fine with picking it up for now because I'd like to save a charge for preferably the Deal with the Devil. So I'm getting a lot of money on this run, which is pretty lucky if you ask me. It means I can either donate to the shop or just buy an item. I'll check out the shop after I clear this room and we'll see what I can get. Alright, let's check out the shop. None of these items are really worth taking. I think I'll re-roll the shop at least, just because it's not looking so great. And there's no donation machine. Blue map is decent, but I don't know if I really want blue map. Wonder if I can get this gold chest and this bomb here. Oh, I actually did. Cool. I'll open up this gold chest, which gives me an Emperor card. And the Emperor card plus Tarot Cloth, I believe, gives you a soul heart. What happened to my trinket? Where's lockpick? The heck? Well, anyways, yeah. Emperor card plus Tarot Cloth, I think, just gives you a soul heart. It looks like I don't have lockpick anymore. I don't really know how that happened. I don't remember dropping it. Well, anyways, so I'm gonna check out the second secret room, and then I'm going to just use the Emperor card and get an extra soul heart. And we're fighting Lil Blub. Lil Blub is sort of, I think, similar to like the Duke of Flies of the alt path. He just spawns in like a bunch of these leeches. However, he is a little more difficult because he does jump around a bit, and I think the arena is a little bit harder. Well, it is harder than if you're fighting Duke of Flies because there's a bunch of obstacles everywhere. Thankfully, I do have spectral tears, so if it's ever behind rocks, I can still shoot him. Thankfully, my HP is really good thanks to PJs, but I'd prefer to not lose as much HP as possible so I can spend some HP on the deal with the devil without worry. Alright, I did get Cat of Nine Tails, which is really good. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a charge for the D6, so I'll just have to check out what's in here. And there's Brimstone. So, the run may be won. And I'm also going to pick up Bloody Lust, because, let's be real, I'm probably going to be getting hit on this run. So the extra damage will be nice. Alright, we found the item room, and not only did I find the item room, I found the white fire, which actually does kind of scare me. Well, first of all, I'm going to re-roll this, and I think I'll just go for the random item. Tauros is honestly not that great, but the white fire, what it does is it turns you into the Lost, and turning into the Lost means you can go to, if I find it, actually, you know what, let me go to the shop first. If you find the mirror, you can go to the mirror dimension. And what's interesting about the mirror dimension is that you can do a couple things. Well, you can clear the whole floor again to maybe get some more rewards. You can fight the boss again to get another boss item. And you can also, in the treasure rooms, pick up the knife piece. And with the knife piece enables you to actually fight Mother. I'm not going to clear the rest of this floor because with the Lost, I don't have Holy Mantle yet. So it's a little risky for me to actually clear the floor. So instead, I'll just play it safe and we'll just fight the boss like normal. I have to save 2 bombs for this because you need 2 bombs in order to continue going on the alt path. Alright, Wormwood here is, when I first was fighting him, like when I was new to Repentance, he was probably one of the most difficult bosses in the game for me, and I'm not really sure why. He just kind of was. But now that I've fought Wormwood plenty of times, I don't think he's that difficult anymore. I did get another deal with the devil. I probably won't be able to take anything, but well, I guess I can take the Mark. Mark is definitely fine enough to take. And I'm going to just blow up this door here, and we'll get a move on. Unfortunately, I haven't really seen tinted rocks around, which is a little scary because, well, I don't really have HP right now, and I would like to get some HP. Okay, well the mines here is definitely a more difficult second chapter than like I honestly can't think of the original second chapters, like the caves or something. Yeah, probably the caves. This is definitely a lot more difficult than the caves, just because there's so many new enemies than like what you're used to normally fighting, and a lot of them have like pretty difficult dodge patterns. Like these turrets shoot they shoot out like earthquakes at you. At least that's how I describe it. And they are kind of hard to dodge. Before I fight the boss, I'm going to go back for the item room, which may take a while because of Curse of the Lost, but it's okay. Oh, we got Squeezy from a gold chest here, which is extremely nice. The Tears Up and the Soul Hearts are very welcome. But I still need to find the item room. Alright, well I found the item room and the shop right next to each other. Toxic Shock is an extremely good room clearing item, so I definitely will be picking that up. And I've got the money, so let's check out the shop as well. So, the Bible is not something I really want, so I'm just going to donate all the money that I can to the shop. And that leaves me with 10 cents. I don't really want to buy Mom's bottle of pills, and I'd like to save my reroll for the boss. So, instead of just fighting, or instead of just using my reroll there, I'm going to save it for maybe a deal with the devil. Although, my odds aren't really too likely. I'm one item away from the Leviathan transformation, so if I can get that, I would be very happy, because flight plus the extra black hearts would be really nice. So Hornfell is an interesting boss. He's one of the few bosses in the game that you actually don't have to kill to beat. Well, I say that, but you basically still do have to kill him. It's just like a little weird. Like, see, you take him off the minecart, and then you can damage him. And I guess that unlocks Brimstone bombs. I will definitely take Speedball. The speed up is extremely nice, and I could take Whore of Babylon, but it would end up, probably end up killing me. So I'm just gonna re-roll this, and I think I've got to go for Dead Cat. It would just be too nice to have, well, especially since my HP is low, and it would enable me to continue on the alt path, because in order to get to the next stage of the alt path, you have to spend some HP to get to the next floor. So having low HP is not really appealing when you're trying to go through the alt path. So 9 life should hopefully enable me to get to the next floor, which will probably be the mausoleum, and hopefully it'll let me do it pretty easily. Well, at least I'll be able to spend like a couple lives to do it. This room is the mine cart room. I don't really know what else to call it, but that lets you get the second piece of the knife. In order to actually open that up, you need to step on 3 yellow buttons that are scattered across this floor. There's always one in that room, and then the other 2 are usually just somewhere. Like there's one right here, and then there's one other one that's actually right here. So I think what I'm going to do is fight the boss and go to the item room before actually fighting the or going to like the mine room, just so I'll maybe have a chance to get some more HP or some more damage, or I don't really know. HP is the main thing, because in the minecart room you can't actually use any of the items you've obtained. I'm gonna go for the mystery item here. Cricket's body is extremely good with Brimstone, so I'm quite glad that I got that. Alright, let's see what we got in the shop. I will buy 9 volts. 9 volts a great item, and I guess that unlocked extension cord. And I'll blow up the statue, and that gave me a nickel, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna open up these stone chests too, because they could have some HP in them, and those would be pretty nice to have. I did get an Eternal Heart. I honestly should have saved that. That was kind of dumb of me. But it's alright. Since there's a bomb in this room, it makes me think that this might be a secret room. And it looks like it was. I'll be able to check out the boss trap room here. And toothpicks is a great item, so I guess I'll fight 2 quick little bosses here. I forget what this boss is called, but you have to throw bombs at him, and it's kind of like a Larry Jr. It's not that difficult. This boss is not even like this. I don't even think this is a alt path boss. I forget what this one's called too. He cycles through 3 different floors, or forms I should say. The last one's usually the strongest. He shoots a Brimstone laser like that. It's kind of hard to dodge, but we got through it. Oh, I didn't see there was a spider there. Well, there goes the Eternal Heart, but it's okay because I probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway. One thing that scares me is the, well, first of all, actually I'm going to step on these buttons to get this chest, or not. One thing that scares me is the fact that I won't be having 9 lives when I go to the minecart room, because it does get rid of all of your items and you're basically set back to your base form. So it does mean I may end up dying, and that would not be great, considering, well, this has been like a really good run. I really wouldn't want this to like just be thrown away because of the minecart room. Well, I did get HP up actually, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend my HP, my 2 lives on this room to open up the mausoleum, and then I'll take the HP up. That will hopefully let me survive the actual like mom chases you room, or the minecart room. Alright, let's hop in the minecart and hopefully not die. So this like event is pretty interesting. You can walk through the path that you will be running through while you're being chased on the way back after you pick up the second knife piece. And that second knife piece allows you to actually get to a secret floor called Corpse. And the Corpse is where you fight Mother. Alright, we'll take the second knife piece, and basically you need to make a run for it. I don't think I have 9 lives, even though it shows I have 9 lives. So I'm just going to play it safe and try my best to not get hit. In order to not get hit, you have to sort of bait Mom's head around to not get hit, because she does charge at you every time you get close. So it can be a little scary at times. Like, some of these rooms are a little difficult. Like this one, I honestly don't think I've ever seen this room before, but it looks like you have to shoot that explosion and then that explosion to open up the room. This room looks like it's just a bunch of boops, so just shoot your way through it. This section is usually extremely easy if you're playing Azazel or the Lost, because characters that have flight by default keep their flight in this room, so you can kind of just run over everything, which makes it quite easy. Thankfully, I was able to get through that floor without getting hit, so I'll have some HP for the next floor. I can check out the curse room because I've got 2 hearts, and that was definitely worth it. The 2 black hearts will hopefully go a long way. And there's HP on the ground up here that I can pick up as well. Alright, let's check out the mausoleum. This floor is definitely one of the most difficult parts about this whole DLC. So hopefully I survive. I should, because this run's looking really good. I have Brimstone, I have lots of damage, my speed is decent, my HP's looking better, and I've also got Cricket's body. So yeah, hopefully this run ends up being a win. Although I'll say runs that go to Mother usually are never guaranteed to be a win, just due to the fact that it's an extremely like difficult process to actually like complete this whole thing. I remember when I was new to the Repentance DLC, I probably had to fight Mother like at least 10 times before I was actually able to beat her for the first time. Hopefully I don't die on this run. Even if I do, I may upload this anyway, just because it'll be the first time I've ever like shown myself going on the alt path, so I think it'll be cool. I'll buy more options, even though there's only one item room left. It still could end up paying out with something good. This room is a little scary. You just kind of have to be patient, even though I did run right into the spikes there, unfortunately. Hopefully I find the item room soon, because, well, I think there's option works on the floor if you haven't gone to the item room yet, but I'm not certain about that. Alright, found the item room. Let's see what we got in here. Dr. Fetus scares me. Friend Zone is okay, but I think I'm going to re-roll these. Play-Doh Cookie I think is okay. With Brimstone, it does make Brimstone look pretty cool, so there's that. Although this does mean I won't have a reroll ready for the Deal with the Devil room. I think I'll end up being okay. Alright, it's time for the boss. And the boss is the Siren, and this does give me a good opportunity because I will be able to unlock a new item from fighting this boss. So what you do is, well, first of all, you definitely pick up Blue Cap, but you blow up this head and it unlocks Forgotten Lullaby, which is an okay trinket. I think I'm gonna check out the Deal with the Devil before I pick up that item. I'm definitely picking up Ceremonial Robes, and I'll get Sulfur. And Sulfur, I think, honestly, might be better than the D6. Because I already have Brimstone, so if I use Brimstone again, it gives me like a GIGA Brimstone. So this is actually a pretty nice combination. And this run's looking pretty good right now, honestly. It's definitely a lot better than where I was at. And now I have Flight, thanks to the Leviathan transformation, so I'm pretty happy with the state of this run. And as you can see, every room has been like kind of free to take out because, well, Brimstone, Play-Doh Tears, everything. The Emperor's card is going to be great to have for the final boss, so I may be holding it for a while, but it is a great card to have for the actual Mother fight, because with Turo Cloth, it'll give me an even bigger damage boost than usual. I'm going to blow up the statue here. I'll get a nickel, and I don't know if I want Dreamcatcher or if I want the Soul Heart. Let me think. So there's going to be 2 more floors after this, which is equal to 1 Soul Heart, so I guess Dreamcatcher is not as worth as 1 Soul Heart. You know what, I'm going to blow up some of these blue fires too, because I'm going to need all the HP I can get in order to actually take out this boss. I don't want to have to rely on 9 lives, and it does scare me that I may have to rely on 9 lives, so instead I'm just going to play it safe. That was kind of a cheap shot by that trap over there. I didn't really think it would be an issue like that, but alright, here's the item room, which is going to be the last item room of the run, I think. And I think, well, Tractor Beam would be nice, sort of. Actually, I don't think it's really good with Brimstone, but Little Dumpy is a great survival item, so I'm definitely going to be taking that. One last thing I do before I fight this boss is I'm going to blow up this beggar here to give me a better Deal with the Devil chance, and we'll fight Mom. And this is a harder version of Mom. She does like a couple more attacks than she normally does. Like, as you can see, the triple stomp, and then like the poison storm, and then the eyeballs on the side sometimes shoot out brimstone lasers. It's just all around like not a fun time trying to fight this boss. Definitely is a lot more difficult than your average mom fight. And some of the attacks can get pretty difficult to dodge, but I was actually able to do that without dying or taking damage. So I'm going to take the Polaroid because it could be useful later on. And, well, I do want to, what's it called? I do want to get permanent Polaroid invincibility, so I'm going to take false PhD because it gives me, a black heart, and that also gave me another black heart because of the pill. And I just did that. You have to use the mom's knife to open up this mom's heart boss, which is a more difficult version of mom's, or it lives and mom's heart. So hopefully I don't take damage here, but I definitely could because this boss is pretty difficult. It looks like it's going so good, or it's going pretty good so far. And looks like I was able to take it out without taking damage again. So with that being said, it's time to go to Corpse. And these last couple of floors are going to be pretty difficult, I think. Unfortunately, I don't have a bomb to open up the stone chest, so can't really do anything about that. The enemies on this floor are pretty difficult. Because, well, this is as far as I can go, so no enemies are going to be harder than this. This will be a good room to show off the GIGA Brimstone laser, and as you can see, it's pretty strong. Alright, it's time for the boss, and this is an XL floor, so it's going to be 2 bosses in a row. First one is this Chimera boss, whatever it's called. Not that difficult, especially since I've got this great of a run right now. Just kind of have to be careful with all the tears they shoot, and looks like I'm gonna be able to take them out no problem. And I'm gonna do this boss, and then straight after this we are fighting Mother. Mr. Dolly is gonna be a great last pickup, especially since it gave that kind of HP. So without further ado, it's time for Mother. So first thing, use Sulfur, and then also use the Empress, and now my damage is 16, which is extremely good. This boss can be pretty difficult to dodge their attacks, but I do have great damage, so hopefully I don't have to fight this phase of the boss for too long, because there are 2 phases. This one I think is honestly, it can be harder than the second phase. That's the first phase taken out, so far so good. And second phase, it ends up shooting out all these tears and becomes more of a bullet hell kind of game, which can be pretty difficult. Okay, this attack is pretty easy to dodge in my opinion. You just have to be patient and look for the gaps in the lights that are from the tears that she's shooting out. And I'm already halfway done with this boss, so things are going pretty well. And this attack, not my favorite, but it's not that bad. A couple more hits and this will be the first ever Mother victory on this channel. It looks like I'm going to be able to survive. I'll probably be able to survive thanks to the Polaroid's invincibility, basically no matter what. I could probably just start base tanking all these tears, but there's no real reason to do that. So that's going to be the first ever Mother victory on this channel. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the run. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next run.